Good morning and welcome to Signature Morning on Signature TV. It is a new week. Welcome to the new week. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I am Uchenna Chimdi Olwa. Today is Monday, the 21st day of July 2025. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, which I'm sure a lot of you have, everywhere you turn, there is talks about 2027 elections. The talks about alignment, the defections, the coalitions. All the politicians seem to be so immersed in 2027 and the coming elections. And while our leaders are so strategized in these elections, the nation is grappling with a lot of crisis in the moment. We're having hospitals being underfunded. The security situation in the country is in fact getting so worrisome that, to the point where people are scared to even be in their own homes. Our education system is also, nothing to write home about. There are a lot of issues in the country, and it seems as if all the politicians are interested in is 2027 and the coming election, which is quite pathetic. So it begs the question, when did the government or governance now become some sort of side hustle to politicking? What is the idea behind all of these grapplings and wranglings and all the talks about the elections when governance in itself has not even been implemented? Well, that is not what we are here to talk about this morning. Coming up next is our newspaper headlines and review, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Now it's time for our newspaper headlines this morning, starting with the Daily Independent newspaper. Now we have ADC taunts Tinubu over promise to provide 24-hour electricity, with rider tackles president over failure to appoint ambassadors. Stay away from National Assembly, Senate warns Natasha, says it won't tolerate disruption of proceedings. First Holdco 1 trillion naira MPLs cast shadow over Otedola's takeover. Legacy loan crisis threatens turnaround efforts. This is by experts. Lament it puts at risk lenders' recapitalization drive. All right, we have Zenith Bank named Nigeria's best bank at Euro Money Awards. Retired police officers planned protests ill-timed, says PSC. 6 trillion naira Serap sues Tinubu over failure to publish NDDC forensic reports. Governors, media chiefs, dignitaries to attend Lateef Jakande Memorial Lecture July 23rd in Lagos. Our history wouldn't have been complete if I lost 2023. This is from Tinubu. With riders says 2023 victory, June 12 struggle aided by Awujale's blessing. And finally, report of cancellation of 2025 WAEC exams false. This is from the Education Minister on page 29. And now to the New Telegraph. All right, Bank of New York to deepen access to Nigeria's local debt market. FG unveils revenue optimization to boost economic growth. Flood inflation, governors back FG to dismantle illegal checkpoints. Rivers, public officials concealing critical financial records, says Ibas on pages 6 and 7. Alleged terrorism, FG closes case against Nnamdi Kanu. I have no case to answer, says IPOB leader. That is on page 2. We have Israel threatens Iran's top leader after missiles damage hospital, injure more than 200. All right, breaches, global scare as 16 billion Apple, Google, others passwords exposed. Experts say records likely compiled by cyber criminals or white hat hackers. Advise immediate change of countersign two-factor authentication on page 2. Alleged defamation, court admits Senator Natasha to 50 million naira bail. Flood alert, relocate to higher ground now, Niger government tells communities. Terrorism, ECOWAS strikes deal with Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger on security. Says non-tariff barriers hindering regional trade investments. Military, not an occupying force, says FG. With riders, military, security agencies working to end insecurity. This is from CDS. DHQ says 6,260 terrorists killed, 5,365 hostages rescued in 2 years. Alright, and Swelve kicks against FG's plan for forest guards. You can find that on pages 4, 6, and 28. And finally, infertility linked to heart problems in women from study. Now to the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard, we have 2025 SSCE disregard report of purported cancellation. FG WAEC tells public. Governors, media chiefs for Lateef Jakande's lecture in Lagos, July 23rd. Late Abu Jale stood for revalidation of June 12 polls, says Tinubu. YOB El Rufai are yet to join ADC, says Bolaji Abdullahi. With riders, ex-PDP Governors Forum DG joins ADC. Obedience one party against selling presidential tickets to highest bidder. Omo Agege has no plan to leave APC, but this is from Ayiri Emami, and no ADC leader can inherit Buhari's 12 million block votes, says Okechukwu. Defection, Adeleke's negotiation hits brick wall, APC source on page 10. On subsidy removal, turnover profits soar in oil companies on page 25 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now moving over to the Daily Trust, we have Governor Rada involved in Daura Katsina road crash. Economists differ on Naira stability amidst $4.1 billion CBN intervention. High fertilizer cost, farmers dump rice, maize cultivation. Pension scheme, retired police officers protest today. ADC to Tinubu, no electricity, no vote for you in 2027. And 5 months after, probe of alleged Boko Haram funding drags in National Assembly. Now to the Guardian newspaper, we have Edo Benue governors under fire for over threat to Obi. NBA proposes changes to Electoral Act, wants Bivas, IREV legalized. Ifa Council to sue Ogun government over Abujale's burial. MPC caught in rate cut trade-offs as banks demand CRR review on page 6. EERC revises band A tariff from 209 naira to 160 naira per kilowatt. State Power Commissioners reject Senate's move to amend electricity bill. Tinubu Bakare laud Awujale's contribution to APC political success. Finally, on the Guardian, PSC others fault planned protest by ex-officers over pension scheme. Now to the Punch newspaper, we have Okpebolo slams Obi as Edo movement ban ignites backlash. Nigerians spent over $3.6 billion annually on foreign healthcare under Buhari. Race to 2027, PDP's flag bearer battle begins after Atiku's exit, with rider zoning consensus strategy top Thursday's PDP's neck agenda, marking day Bala I tickets. NAS shutdown, Senate draws battle line over Natasha's return. Doctors to begin nationwide strike on Thursday. Zenith Bank emerges Nigeria's best bank at 2025 Euromoney Awards. Now to the Nigerian Tribune. We have tough choices for CBN over interest rates. Tinubu Bakare reveal Awujale's role in June 12 formation of APC. Withdraw threat, apologize to Obi, Falana tells Edo governor. Obebolo says security protocols must be followed. Vessels incur losses as debris litter Nigerian waterways. Obi won't be denied right to seek presidential ticket, says ADC. Party asks Tinubu to appoint ambassadors. Nelfund loans to students hit 77 billion naira in 1 year, and WAEC to release 2025 May-June exam results August 4th. Now to the Blueprint newspaper, we have Tinubu understands rudiments of nation building, says NOADG. WAFCON, we know how to tame Super Falcons South Africa coach boasts. Army deactivates 14 illegal refining sites, arrests 62 suspects in Niger Delta. Alright, we have our history would be incomplete if I had lost my presidential bid, says Tinubu. Awujale was steadfast, committed to democracy, June 12 struggle. Tunde Bakare explains late monarch's role in APC formation. And we have Wike emerges Blueprint Person of the Year, Barrow Outstanding Lawmaker. Alright, and that is it on the Blueprint newspaper and on our newspaper headlines this morning. And it is time for our review. Chris Maduka in the studio this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Uche.
Happy New Week.
Thank you. I love your combination. This is wonderful. We're going to begin to you appear in the Guinness Book of Model.
Thank you. All right.
You're looking bright. That's wonderful. Welcome. This is another day on Signature TV newspaper review.
Yes, we have a lot of headlines this morning.
I don't know where to start.
So much to start from. Okay, let's start from Tinubu saying our history wouldn't have been complete if I lost 2023 election. He's saying that Awujale gave him his blessing, saying that he would win, he would win 2023 and he will win again.
Yeah. And the history is now complete. Congratulations, Jagaban. Nigerian history became complete since you won presidential election in 2023. Our only concern is if Obi had gone to army, where is the boot? The history completed itself with Awujale's blessing. Now, what is happening to Nigeria? I am worried that when we have some statesmen, when they die, some of the things that make them what they are and the spirit by which they lived and are being abused, and people talk anything they say, and they don't link the actual things they say to the real life we live. I don't think, and that's me, I wouldn't think that Awujale would have given you a blessing, just like most Nigerians did, to come and be at the helm of affairs of Nigeria governance structure. If they know that 2 years after, Nigerians will be crying and crying and crying, and nothing has happened. Now, most of the things that has happened are not like equate to their crying, because that is what we are seeing. So the blessings are there, and if the blessing actually comes from God, it has been fulfilled. And like you said, Nigerian history is now complete. After we have completed our history, what next? So remember that to whom much is given, much is expected. So the blessing Awujale gave you, our dear President Jagaban, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, whatever blessing you are given is not complete. And history, like you said, is not yet complete until Nigerians start seeing and start smiling again, and peace and welfare return to a manageable extent. So you still have a long way to go to complete the history and then complete the blessing which we are given to come and be the head of Nigeria. And now this turns Tinubu over promise to provide 24 hours. So this is part of the thing. If we are given blessing, and then in fulfillment of that blessing, you promise us 24-hour power. And now, 2 years into your reign, the oppositions are still looking at some things, on some unfulfilled promises, like power, 24 hours power, which you said with your mouth. Then, Enarwana. That's the next question. So many other presidents, NDC might be saying power because some of them need the power. We in the villages need the ewa. You promised that once you get in there, you get the youth, what do they require? Provide them ewa, provide them agbado, provide so many things, and everything will be okay. Where is agbado? Where is their president? We have not gotten it. If he is there, it's still inaccessible to us. We cannot access. If at the time before you get there, a mudu of ewa and bado, it goes for 2,000 naira, and now it's 12,000 naira. In Narwana, nobody is quarreling with the blessing you have. We're saying you still have a long way to go. And now that everybody has talked about 2027, it means to us as Nigerians that the accessibility to Ewa and Agbado and all the other things you promised, and even the power, is still not there. So a lot of things are still expected. It's not yet Uhuru. That's all we are saying.
Exactly.
And if NAS, National Assembly, I've not had them warn the terrorists. I've not had them warn the bandits. I've not had warn all the people who are giving problem to Nigeria. They are only warning. For the first time in history is against Natasha.
Yes,
something
I was coming to that. Yes.
So the National Assembly, if all since the 10th National Assembly, is it the 9th or 10th? I don't know, because we lost interest. For whatever number of the 10th Assembly that has not warned, not just warning, making good your warnings to terrorists and bandits. Because even Nigerians are still struggling over hardship and hunger. But the one that has kept everybody confused and more worried is insecurity. And the only thing we hear that is the problem of National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2025 is Natasha. Then I feel that if Natasha is the problem of Nigeria and National Assembly, then we don't have problem. So are we leaving the substance and pursuing the shadow? That's the question to our distinguished members of National Assembly. They need to answer us. Retired police officers have planned their protest. And all that the Police Service Commission is saying that their demonstration or protest is ill-timed. You know, at what time PSC and all the distinguished Nigerians who are in PSC, Police Service Commission, at what time will you beat a child and ask him to cry? So if the retired police, I'm sure the ones who are serving are falling short. There was one time in Nigeria, the police threatened they will go on strike. Now those ones, they used a lot of things that bracadabra to silence them because they signed for that job, whether good or bad. It's like marriage. I don't jealous the position of police, and they keep saying police are your friend. When the condition of service for them is totally not acceptable to them, they are just managing, and whatever they manage comes out of their management we take. Then the ones who have spent 35 years serving Nigeria, risking their life. We saw some viral video of some of them threatening. He said, one of them I saw said, if after 35 years and all you are giving me is 3 million, and you say 2 million is what I get, the other one, whatever, you give me 3 million, that he would then use his personal effort to show Nigeria that that's not acceptable. You know what that means? If most of them had gone back to themselves to not protest in the street, and they go back to silent threats, then the problem of Nigeria will be compounded. So PSC, instead of seeming to do something, call them for negotiation and try to find a way of assuaging them. If you are owing them some range of retired benefit, you start paying some. All you can say is ill-timed. You cannot beat a child and tell him when to cry, how to cry, and then what to cry. You know, if you want to apply 5 W's and H to somebody who is in pain and you are beating that person, then you're not being fair. So PAC in this regard is not fair to retired. We are expecting them to push and pressure the federal government to release money for them to pay these people off. Is it the one wake that does not know how to cut hair, or is it the clipper that is blunt? Whichever way, something is wrong, and the retired police officers are. And most people who are I don't know who are going to go and arrest them. Some of them retired officers are the ones who give command. So if you send the rank and file, he sees his organ who is retired and is in pain, you say arrest him or to put tear gas. Then it means that police, the ones who are in service now, are fighting their constituency, knowing that as a slave, you see how a fellow slave is being buried. You saw the fate awaits you. So we are confused. It's a totally a complex situation. Who will stop the retired police from protesting? Probably they go and bring the army or the civil defense, and don't, because if I'm a policeman, you say I look at my guy defense, I say, oh God, we shoot you if you don't go out. I won't do that. And then that is part of the problem.
And we're also seeing that doctors too are to begin nationwide strike on Thursday.
The doctors' own has been recurrent. So and then some of them who have not even, because they've been president to a point, they don't have money to japa. Those are the ones you see threatening strike. The ones that have gone on silent protest are selling all they have to travel. And I said that someday here when we were reviewing. If the japa and you, a politician, you go back to the hospital abroad where they've jacked to and said you come to pay £3,500 for a day in a clinic for them to treat you. It is risky. So they better begin now and leave off 2027. We still have a long way for it, and start treating the immediate problems. Otherwise, Nigeria will collapse on our hands. So let us begin to look deep into this issue and not wipe them away and sweep them under the carpet, because no matter how we make our math, that's how we rely on it.
Now, in Edo State, the Edo State governor is under fire over threats to be threatening him not to come in without proper security.
This is probably this way I'm going to, because I'm going to pour out my mind. Just wait. Whatever that's happening in Nigeria that has led to a sitting governor who will know the processes. We were reviewing here the process of Edo election. And finally, as always, the court in Nigeria said Okpebholo won. And the first major project of Okpebholo in Edo State is to ban Peter Obi from coming in and going out. I'm not interested. What I'm interested is that the man forgot that Edo State is a transit state between south and southeast states to connect to the western Nigeria. If everybody who pass through Benin must take permission from Okpebholo, who did this to Nigeria? Who is pushing him to do this? Why is Obi their greatest problem? It happened in Benue, it happened in Kano, and evidently, if any Nigerian in Anambra State, the sitting governor adopted the sitting president of APC as their own candidate. And is the difference now? Is it because of Obi? Let us be careful and not turn some political moves and statements into a tribal war. Because if you ask everybody to go to where their mother's house is, their, what they call it, their mother's relation, nobody will be at home. If you are banning Obi from entering
Edo State, yes.
What if other people ban you from coming to their state? Of course, he might not have need. Why are they banning Obi? Obi is going around, and the excuses the man gave in the viral video is total babadash. I am ashamed that the sitting governor will be saying, somebody, you have probed him all over, you didn't see his story of money, and he can't give less privileged people 15 million. You can't even mention 15 million when you are saying this. People are ashamed. A lot of people are fighting back. It's not even Obi. But we are worried that this kind of thing that you are introducing in Nigeria politics, if anybody who sees a chicken scattering human feces with his legs, let that person pursue it. Nobody knows who will eat that chicken when they kill it for supper.
Everybody kept quiet. You're banning Obi now. So anybody who is contesting for presidency under any platform will be banned to move around Nigeria. Nigeria is destroying itself by itself. What are we doing? It is unacceptable. It is stupid. It is the highest sense of injustice against an individual. In Nigeria, where is the constitution of Nigeria? Is it that when you become governor, you throw out the constitution? Where is the constitution of Edo State? Who says that anybody who comes here? Who?
Falana has actually called
anybody who Obi has even visited. Obi is not somebody who makes noise. He travels with one ordinary small convoy. You don't even know where he comes from and how he goes. Now we tell him he's not even in control of the state. This is sense of insecurity. Anybody who is the problem has a lot of insecurity issue in the psyche, and it's a shame. It's something that comes reassured. You remember when a madman is dancing? It's not the madman that is worried about it. It's the nations that are ashamed of the madman.
Yes.
And all the people from those states who are right thinking are ashamed to come. How are they going to talk about? You come around and you say, hey, you're going to say my brother should not come to your state, and I will clap for you.
All right, just very quickly because of time, let's look at this issue of WAEC. Now, earlier on there was this report of cancellation, and now federal government and WAEC is saying that it's not cancelled and that the results will come out in August. So this
confusion that has befallen WAEC and JAMB, it's a clear case of total confusion that are working against the young generation of Nigeria. If they at their level have messed up Nigeria, the next thing that's learned for them, because they have tried to do everything to stop the younger ones from coming on. Now what they do, they now go to those things that, and then because we all believe that you must have WAEC to go, now WAEC has problem. I just want NECO to cash into the confusion that has befell WAEC and organize itself more. Thank God we have only JAMB that I've said is overrated, and I'll continue to say it until federal government have another matriculation exam for Nigerian students, or the universities begin to conduct themselves. We will still be falling into this confusion. It's in the history in 2025 that WAEC organized WAEC exam by 10 o'clock in the same Edo State. The governor of Edo State, who is commanding people not to enter the state, didn't see that one. And the other ones may borrow this. Now, before I go, the FG closes case against Mazi Maduka. And then Maduka said, I have no case to answer. Well, it has repeated itself several times. I don't know what you want me to say. What we are saying, and we keep saying, I know how many court cases that Nnamdi Kanu has gone to, and nobody found him guilty. And then somebody said, why are you still fighting secret war against Nnamdi Kanu? What is the offense that all the courts in Nigeria has come and set him free? Why is this being held at a cost? Somebody said it, probably the DSS felt that once you're holding a personality like that, the federal government will give you money to keep him, and they just keep him, they don't want. Is that it? I don't know. Because a lot of analogy will come. Nigeria, everything is possible. But then why holding the man?
Yeah. And
then a lot of people are coming. So the sooner the federal government close case against Nnamdi Kanu and the final judgment comes, and if they want to release him, they release him. Otherwise, this is bringing bad name to Nigeria, and it's still causing a lot of insecurity in Southeast.
All right, thank you so much, Chris Maduka, for your review this morning. It's always a pleasure having you.
Uche, the gender issue of infertility linked to heart attack on women, is it that when they are thinking that they don't have a child, they're infertile, it makes them to have BP, or we don't do the details. And as a woman, you didn't go to that. I thought you were gender sensitive. Okay, but whatever is the case, the report says infertility is linked to heart attack in women, or heart problem in women. Whatever it is, let the science take care of it. God bless Nigeria for all Nigerians who want blessing. Not the likes who are banning people from entering their state.
All right, thank you so much. And the morning show will be back in a moment. Stay tuned.